Dhamma. We start the Dhamma talk tonight. We all together may respect to the triple gem by reciting the stanzas. Samanta Chakravalesu Atra Gacchantu Devata Satdhammam Munirajassa Sunantu Sanghamokkhadam Dhammak Savana Kalo Ayam Badanta Dhammak Savana Kalo Ayam Badanta Dhammak Savana Kalo Ayam Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Samma Papassa Karanam Kusalassa Upasampada Sachinte Pariyodapanam Etam Buddhana Sasananti. Dear brothers and sisters, when you get ready to celebrate the Wesak full moon day, the birth of the Buddha, the enlightenment of the Blessed One, and the passing away of the Exalted One, I would like to wish you first of all the best health, long life, and happiness to lead your spiritual life. We are getting ready to celebrate the most important day as Buddhists in the world. As Malaysian Buddhist, you also celebrate this important day. Not only you, but the other Buddhist people in the world, people in Thailand, people in Myanmar, people in Sri Lanka, and the other Buddhist countries celebrate this important day all together with you. This year, you may feel a different feeling in celebrating the festival. Last years, you were used to come to the temple, light oil lamps, pay respect to the Bodhi tree, shrine room, and the pagoda, and to meet Chief Reverend, to share the ideas with Venerable Sirs in the temple. This year, you cannot approach in this manner to celebrate. You are celebrating this important day at your home. Not only in your life, as venerables in our life also, this is the first time we experience this. However, even though differences, barriers, or troubles due to the present health environment in the world, we have to be and celebrate in this manner. The Buddha says, Udakanti nayanti nettika usukara namayanti tejanam darun namayanti takshika attananda namayanti pandita. He illustrates the way that we have to follow in order to perform religious activities. You know, when the carpenter wants to make a chair, he utilizes his utensils and the wood he bent into the way that he needs to make the chair. He can change the nature of the wood into a chair or table or whatever furniture. In the same manner, according to the Buddha, Attanam Damayanti Pandita, Pandita, the wise people, the intelligent people in the world, they tame their mind, Damayanti, Attanam Damayanti, they tame their mind into a meritorious direction wherever they stay or live. We have to think of this instruction given by the Buddha and obey to the government rules, and after that we have to celebrate this important day. That's why without breaking, without stopping, even though we have challenges, we approach you in technological devices using the present advances of technology. Therefore, I think though you cannot experience the events in the temple after coming, you can practice the same thing while you are residing at home. The reason is the most important day for the Buddhist people in the world is Wesak day. This is a full moon day. Why do we consider the Wesak day as an important day for all the people? Because the Gautama Bodhisattva or the Siddhartha Bodhisattva was born on Vesak full moon day. After that, he said bye to the lay life and renunciated as an ascetic. Then he was introduced as Gautama ascetic. In Bodh Gaya in India, at present time we call Bodh Gaya, under the Bodhi tree, the sacred Bodhi tree of Bodh Gaya, he could attain the enlightenment, the fully enlightenment, after 6 years of his renunciation. This also happened on a Wesak full moon day. Then the birth of the Buddha, the attainment of the fully enlightenment, both had happened on Wesak full moon day. Not only that, dear brothers and sisters, after the enlightenment, the Buddha spent 45 years as a Buddha in this world. He did his service for humans, for deities, for Brahmas, and all the beings as a Buddha. After completing his service to this world, having created a beautiful spiritual society, he passed away on a Wesak full moon day. We consider these three events as the three auspicious events in the life of a Buddha. They can happen in the life of a Buddha only. Therefore, we celebrate this day as it is the day of happening of the birth, enlightenment, and the passing away of the Buddha. In addition, you know, the sacred Bodhi tree, where the Prince Siddhartha or the ascetic Gautama sat down, that sacred Bodhi tree also was born on the same day, while the birth of the Buddha happened. Bodhisattva's birth happened. Then, when he was Siddhartha, he had a wife called Yasodhara, later who became an Arahant. She was also born on the same day. In this wise, we can have the more important events that happened on Wesak full moon day. Actually, this is regarded as the new year of the Buddhist people. In religious perspective, if we celebrate our new year as Buddhist people, Wesak full moon day is the new year day for all the Buddhists. It is the reason that we celebrate this year. For our celebration, this is the reason. Unfortunately, according to the present situation, we cannot celebrate these events at the temple, but you can celebrate at your home. That's why we advise, we instruct you to follow the present technological advances. While we are thinking of the importance of the Wesak day, as Buddhist people, we have to be real Buddhist, not the artificial Buddhist. That's why I thought of sharing the real message of the Buddha. If we celebrate any event of the Buddha's life, If we celebrate the day of the enlightenment, we have to think of what the Buddha taught. What the Buddha taught. Then we have to practice his teachings. When you practice his teachings, it would be the real celebration of the day. Not only on the Wesak full moon day, you can celebrate these practices throughout your lifetime. That is the most important gratitude that you can pay for the Buddha. That's why I selected this stanza. Sabbapa passa karanam kusalassa upasampada sachitta pariyodapana etam buddhana sasana. This is the real message of the enlightened one. We have to practice this message. In this verse, all the teachings of the Buddha have been included. This is the conclusion or the summary of the teachings of the Buddha. I know you already know this stanza at the temple or at home. When you do the practices, religious prayers, I know you at the end of every prayer, you recite this stanza. What is the meaning of this stanza? Sabbapa passa akaranam, avoid all the evil things. Kusalassa upasampada, do all the meritorious deeds. Sachitta pariyodapana, tame your mind, cultivate your mind. Etam buddhana sasana. This is the message of not only from our Buddha. Every Buddha who was born in this world delivered the same message. Even the future Buddhas from next Maitreya Buddha will preach the same message. It is the one and only instruction of every Buddha to avoid all the evil deeds. That means not to practice the evil things, not to do evil things. Kusalassa upasampada, do the meritorious things, do the good things, practice the good things, positive things. Sachitta pariyodapana, tame your mind, cultivate your mind, practice the meditation for that. Etam buddhana sasana. Etam, this is the buddhana sasana, the message of every Buddha. The Buddhas are born in this world to tell this truth, to share this message with you, with all the human beings, with all the deities and Brahmas. Why do they want to share this message with us? In order to lead us to be happy, worldly and spiritually. The meaning behind that, to support us to be free from suffering. You may consider the suffering in this case as the sickness. If we are a sick person that was hospitalized or admitted to the hospital, we have to follow the doctor's instructions or the consultation. If we don't care the doctor's station, we have to suffer physically and mentally a lot due to our sickness. In the same perspective, we have to understand this. We do not follow the Buddha's advice means we do not take the medication for our own sickness. That means we have to suffer a lot physically and mentally. As all the beings are suffering a lot in this world, both physically and mentally, Buddhas were born to this world as the spiritual doctors in order to consult us, advise us, and tell the way how to be free from this suffering in the world. I would like to explain the matters word by word again and again for your further understanding. You think of the first sentence of the verse, Sabba pa passa akarana. To avoid all the evil things. You can understand avoid what, but you have to know what are the evil things. Evil things can be three types. The evil things by body or bodily evil things. Verbally evil things we do, and mentally we do the evil things. The evil actions or the deeds by body, by word, and by mind. We have to avoid all these things. If we do not avoid all these bodily, verbally, and mentally evil things or the deeds in practice, we suffer a lot. That means we do not provide the safety or the protection for ourselves. You are not well protected when you do bodily, verbally, and mentally evil deeds. You know the king Pasena the Kosala, who was the king of the Kosala kingdom. He was a good friend of the Buddha. The king also was visiting the Buddha every day. The king considered the Buddha as his own best friend. Once he visited the Jetavana monastery and paid respect to the exalted one and sat down on one side. And he shared the ideas with the Blessed One, telling, "My Lord, you know, as a king, I have a very strong armed forces. My armed forces are rich with four matters, four groups of armies. What are they? We call in Pali, in Buddha's language, Chaturangani Sena. Sena means armies, forces, armed forces. Chaturangani means four types of armed forces he had. He had an army of elephants. He had an armed force of horses, then vehicles, then lastly soldiers. His armies consist of elephants, horses, vehicles and soldiers. Wherever I go, my Lord, they protect me. They provide the guard for me. So people think our king has a great protection. No one can reach to me. I also think, people think, no one can damage our king. No one can harm our king, because these four types of groups of armies provide a huge protection of guard for our king. I also feel the same thing sometimes, but the matter is not, it is not the matter. That's not the matter. Still, I am not protected. I feel, my Lord. Then the Buddha questions, why do you think in that manner, Your Majesty? Can you tell it to me? Yes, my Lord, I can explain. Even though I have a big army and forces, they provide the great protection to me. I have a God. That is the external picture. That is the external picture or the image that we can see. Physically we see in this manner, but internally I am not well protected. Kayena duccaritan charanti, vachaya duccaritan charanti, manasapita duccaritan charanti. This is the important place that the king reveals, where he was not well protected. In the way he was not well protected is very clear. My Lord, if I misbehave bodily, if I misbehave verbally, if I misbehave mentally, how I can tell I am well protected? I am not well protected. If I misbehave bodily, verbally and mentally, those evil things will collect the negative powers for me. Negative powers means poisons. These negative or the evil powers will cause me to be in the existence, and they will extend my samsaric journey, and I have to suffer a lot in the samsara, bodily, verbally and mentally. If it is true, my Lord, how I can tell to you and my countrymen I am well protected because of the four types of armies. This external picture that people see, including me, cannot provide a great protection for me, and that is not the truth. That is not true. The truth is, if I control my body, word, and mind, it would be the greatest protection for every human being. Is it true, my Lord, what I think? After listening to the talk in the discussion between the Buddha and the King Pasena the Kosala, the Buddha replies, yes, that is your majesty. Your four types of armies cannot protect you. Your four types of armies cannot prevent your suffering in the existence. They cannot prevent the extension of your sansaric life. They just protect you from the external enemies only. But if your mind, body and word are full of the evil thoughts, remember, internal enemies are in you. So you have to be careful and avoid all the evil thoughts and deeds. Practicing through body, word and mind. If you practice to avoid the evil bodily deeds, evil speech, evil emotions, or the mental thoughts, that means you can have a great protection. That is what the Buddha said, called Sabba Papassa Karana. Avoid all the evil things. You have to avoid all the bodily, verbally and mentally evil things in practicing. When you stop all the evil things, when you avoid, what do you have to do as the next step? Kusalasa upasampada. Do the good things. Practice the good things. Good things. When we think of that, you know, Kartabbam Kusalam Charitabbam Brahmacharya. When the Buddha emphasized the nature of the life, he says, Appamidam Bhikkave Manussarangayu. Our lifetime is very short in ages. We will die. That is the reality. Our death is certain. Life is uncertain. So, Charitabham Brahmacharya, Khattabham Kusalan. Khattabham Kusalan means do the meritorious deeds. Dana, Sila, Bhavana. You have to observe the 5 precepts. If you have the possibility, you have to observe the 8 precepts. If you have the possibility to lead the life as a monk or nun, you can observe the highest precepts. Then, in order to be free from the craving, you have to practice the charity, generosity, offering alms. And Charitabham Brahmacharya, you have to behave in this life as a Brahman. The Brahmas are the highest beings above the deities. They behave with the practice of loving kindness, compassionate, altruistic joys, and equanimity. We call these four noble residences or four noble abodes. We have to practice in our life these four as well. Then your life would be a Brahmacharya life. Charitabham Brahmacharya. When you do the meritorious deeds by practicing Dana Sila Bhavana, on the other hand, you cultivate loving kindness, metta, compassionate karuna, altruistic joys. Mudita, we call it in another word, your happiness is my happiness, then equanimity. You cultivate all those things with all the beings equal. In the biggest commentary of Buddha's teachings, we call the path of purification. In Pali, we say Visuddhimagga. In that commentary, we have 3 types of practice of avoiding the evil things and good things. The first one is Atmadipatiya. Second is Dhammadipatiya. The last one is Lokadipatiya. Atmadipatiya means you think of yourself and avoid evil things and practice good things. You think, if I do these bad things, internally I will suffer. Then, having thought of yourself, your mental freedom, you avoid all the bad things. That is called Attadipateya. Atta means yourself. Lokadipateya means you think of the people around you. You think, if I do these bad things, evil things, people will criticize me. They will condemn me. They would not like to associate me. The world will reject me. The society will reject me. So it would be a damage for me. You think in this manner. about in a social perspective, and you avoid all the bad things, bodily, verbally, and mentally. Because in the society, individuals discuss about people. Some say that man or woman is not good. Their actions are bad. Their bodily behavior is not good. Some say and reject to talk. And also when you become impure, verbally, some people say his or her mouth is not good. So I'm afraid of talking to him or her. They avoid you. They reject you. Mentally also. In the same manner, people say that person's thoughts are not good. His mind is not good. Another word, his heart is not beautiful. In that manner, people criticize you, condemn you. Having thought of that, in a social perspective, you avoid evil things and practice the good things. The last one is Dhammadipateya. Dhamma means the words of the Buddha, teachings of the Buddha, the reality expounded by the exalted one on a day of Wesak. We compare. Does the Buddha say this is good? Is this similar to his words or what I do? They think, we think, people think whether our activities agree with the teachings of the Buddha, if our deeds are not appropriate or suitable or not, if our actions, when they do not agree with the Buddha's teachings, you avoid. That is called Dhammadipateya. After that, we have to think of the last one. Kusalasa Upasampada. That is the second one. Do the good things. Dana, Sila, Bhavana, and practice life, kindness, compassionate, altruistic choice, and equanimity. Then Sachitta Pariyodapana. Cultivate your mind, do the meditation, and clean your mind. When your mind is clean and pure, you will have the possibility to attain the Nibbana. You know, we have two types of meditation, Samatha and Vipassana. Using an example, I would like to illustrate the nature of the Samatha meditation. You know, you have a big land. In that land, you have a big tree consisting of many branches. The branches of the tree are the defilements in this case. You cut down all the branches. After cutting down all the branches, it is easy to eradicate the roots of the tree and destroy the tree. Practice of the Samatha meditation and attainment of the jhanas through Samatha meditation is similar to cutting down the branches. Temporarily you tame your mind and cultivate good things. But every day you cannot cut down the branches. It's a burden or barrier for you. You have to destroy the whole the tree. If not, it grows again and will have many branches. Cutting down the whole the tree and eradicate even roots means you destroy completely the tree. That means you practice vidassana meditation or vipassana meditation. That means at the end you clean your mind completely and attain the full enlightenment as an arahant, as a Pacheka Buddha or fully enlightenment. Then again, no more roots, no more seeds, no tree. That means no defilements in you, no extension of your sansaric life, no growth, no suffering. This is the way we have to practice. All the Buddhas are born to in this world to share this message with humans, deities, and Brahmas, to support all the beings to attain Nibbana. If we practice this teaching, that would be the real celebration of Wesak full moon day. I think you have learned the Dhamma in different perspectives, and you may practice all this and you will be able to attain supreme bliss of Nibbana by practice and by memorizing the teachings of the Buddha in this manner on Vesak full moon day. May you be well and happy. May you be able to attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu.